Welcome to the Veracity Networks Tutorials channel. This video will cover the BroadWorks Thin Client, Receptionist Thin Client offered by Veracity Networks. It's a value add-on that some of our customers use. And what we're going to do is we're going to log into it, which is at hosted.veracitynetworks.com/receptionist with your receptionist username at voice.broadweave.net and whatever password you got set up. I do recommend having a check mark for stay signed in case you have any kind of internet connectivity. It'll help to stay in. So we're signing in. And this is our main interface. Queued calls you would see only if you've purchased call center functionality. Most of our receptionist environments don't have that, but it is possible. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like, even though you probably won't see this. It's basically call queues where you can see calls coming in. You can do the up and down arrows, as I'm doing here. And you can resize this, and you can hide it. If you click right here, the little logo is, you can make that disappear, or you can make it come back again. And you can also resize here. And you can grab and resize here. So there's various different ways to see calls coming in. Up here in the call console is where you can enter in a phone number to make a phone call, or redial the last number, and you would see incoming calls here. We'll get to that in a bit. We're going to move to the right. We've got various tabs we can choose from. There's a search tab where you can search for anybody in your organization that's registered with Veracity. You can also, there's an enterprise directory, which will have everybody that has a Veracity license will be in here, which can be sorted by first name, last name, or department. It'll have the mobile phone only if they've got that registered. I'll show you how to register the phone number. You can put notes like, for instance, this person's on vacation or this person's out sick today, so that you know not to transfer to them, but to transfer to voicemail. The little icons here will tell you the status. This first one, the red with the bar through it, is do not disturb, which means all calls to that phone will go straight to voicemail. The red arrow means that call forwarding always is set up. In this case, all calls are going straight to extension 1005. If it's a red dot with no bar through it, that means they're on the phone. And if it's green, that means the phone's available. That doesn't mean that the person's necessarily sitting at their phone. They may be on vacation, but that does tell you that the phone's not being used. So we got different ones here. If you click on them, you can click on call, and it'll call them straight away. So you can just one-click dialing. If the mobile phone's registered, there's an MOB for call the mobile phone. If their email address is registered, you can click here, and it'll use your email client to email them if you wanted to. I've also got a group common one that can be set up. I'll show you how to do that later. System administrators can do that. And again, it's just, you can call them. If you're on an active call, you'll see transfer options, and I'll show you how to do transfers in a bit. Every individual can do their own personal one. If you just click on the little pencil right here, and then start clicking the add button, you can put in a name and a phone number. It doesn't have to be a Veracity phone number. It could be the spouse's cell phone, your favorite place for takeout food, pretty much anything really, as long as it's a legitimate number, or one of our Veracity extensions. You can also do custom ones. I've got one called the Custom Sales Contacts that I've created, just for an example, really, because this is a demo environment. I get another one here, same type of thing. And you make phone calls here. So what I'm going to do is, if I clicked here and I put in a phone number, I could, I'll make a call real quickly. And then I just click the little dial button. What it does first is it rings my desk phone. When I pick up the desk phone, it then automatically calls out to the number I'm trying to call. So there's a handoff, basically. So now we've got the calls coming in. In fact, let me do this. I'm going to terminate this call by clicking end, or you could just hang up the phone device. And let's do this. I'm going to call one of our call centers.
Your call is very...
And there you see the call coming in. And you can see it's from Agent 1, and I can answer it here, or I can just pick up the phone, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, so we've got the call here, and you can see there's a hold button where I could put it on hold, or I could park it against an extension, and then could go to a different phone and pick it up based on that extension. If you do put it on hold, you can see now it's showing that it's held, that the phone call's been on for over a minute, and it's been on hold for 5 seconds here. And if I click on answer, it'll start the call up again. Now over here, you can see Agent 1's busy. The enterprise receptionist, the one that I'm logged in right now, is busy. I'm going to send this one to Agent 2, where you can see here, if I click on it and it expands, I've got a transfer option, or that'll be a blind transfer to it. It'll just fire the call straight over to them. Or I could call them and say, hey, I've got Mr. Jones on the line. Would you like for me to transfer? And then I could hit the transfer key, and that way it's basically a consultative or a warm transfer. I could call their mobile phone, do the same thing because they've got a mobile phone registered here, phone number, and email. So I'm going to go ahead and just transfer that off. And it takes about a second or two to kick out. And now Agent 2's got the phone call, which I'm going to end. Now you can do a similar thing where I'm going to do it again, but this time when I call it,
your call is very important.
It's going to come in and I'm going to show you how to do a conference call. So I've got that picked up, again from Agent 1, and I want to do a conference call. So what I'm going to do is talk to Agent 2 here. So now I've got multiple calls going, and I'm going to go ahead and answer this one, and I'm going to end this other one because I accidentally did it twice. Sorry about that. So now I've got the 2 calls here, and after about a second or 2 or 3, it'll give me an option to conference call the calls together. There we go. Okay, so the conference one, I'm going to click on conference, and it'll conference them all together. Now I can leave the conference. The other 2 will still be on the phone together unless they end it. Or I can end the conference and that'll terminate the call for everybody. I could put one or the other of them on hold, or I can throw one or the other off by clicking the end button. What I'm going to do, I'm going to end Agent 2. And the thing you can do is you can drag and drop a call over another agent, and that'll be a blind transfer to them, similar to using the transfer button, but you don't have to use the transfer button. You can just do a drag and drop, which I've just done, so it's now been transferred. And I want to show you where that can be set up. What you do is you come into Settings, and then scroll down. Oh, this is also where you can change your password if you need it, but right here there's a checkbox, the transfer calls automatically when it's dropped on a contact. You can enable that or not, it's up to you. There's a few other quickies I'll show you in here. The application just shows any call queues you're in if you have call center functionality. Services is a place where you can turn on Do Not Disturb by clicking Active here and saving it, or Call Forwarding Always by clicking Active and putting an extension or a full 10-digit number, and again saving it. On plugins, there's Outlook integration for the Outlook calendar and Outlook contacts, but if you're in Outlook 2016, when 2016 came out, they removed some of what are called hooks for programs to interact with them, and so that disables some of the functionality if you've got 2016 Outlook. And then messaging, some options there. We're going to click on Back to Application. So that's pretty much everything you need to know on that. You can just start processing 2 calls, but I'm going to show you one other thing. If you're a system administrator, and you go to hosted.veracitynetworks.com, going to the Sandbox Admin. And I'm going to show you a few key things. First off, if you go into Users, I'm just doing a blank search and bring them all up. Let's say I'm going to go into, like, for instance, if I wanted to assign a department or put a mobile phone or an email address in, I would click on that user to edit them. I go in their profile. And if you have an email address right here or a mobile phone right here, then you'll have those options inside the thin client. If they're blank, then you won't have those options. The other main thing you'll want to know about is utilities here in the left sidebar. We're going to get to the group level first, now the individual users, utilities, and there's 2 common options. There's the common phone list, where you can come in and just add a bunch of people. It could be extensions, anybody's phone number. It doesn't have to be a Veracity number. It could be the spouse's cell phone or anything. And this is a common phone list for everybody that's using the thin client. Other option, again, in utilities is for custom contact directories. I've created 2 of them, one for the sales contacts and one just Sandbox Custom, I call it. Click the Add button. You can name this one Billing Team or whatever you want to name it. I'm going to do a blank search of everybody that's available inside the organization with a Veracity license. And you can shift click, control click, and so forth to add people as needed, or you can just add all at once and click OK, and you'll have a new directory called Billing Team, or Billing T, I should say. That's everything you need to know. Have a good day. If you need help, give us a call. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.